I recorded a whole video one time without the microphone on, so now I just have a habit of like keep checking to make sure that the mic is on. But anyway, all right, so I was sitting at work today getting ready to, well, not getting ready to, I had already started doing my eyebrow maintenance. I do it quite often, so I was like, well, let me sit down and film it. Let me sit down and film it, because I did have a relative ask to upload an eyebrow routine to help her learn how to do her eyebrows. So I am not only going to show you the maintenance, but then I'm going to throw in how I normally do my eyebrows before I get started doing my makeup. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you in real quick so that I can get started on the maintenance portion, and then I'm going to jump straight into how I fill them in. So I'm going to get in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. But when I'm doing my eyebrows, I have to have, here it is, I have to have a smaller mirror when I am doing the maintenance on them. Well, I gotta have a smaller mirror when I'm doing my eyebrows, period. So I have a small mirror, and I like this mirror because it has, I think this mirror came with a comb in it. There's just this plain palette on the inside, so it's perfect because I got the mirror and then I got the palette right there for when I want to put my product when I am filling in my eyebrows. First one is just like a spoolie. This just so happens to be the one that comes on this e.l.f. pencil that I have. So I'm going to start by brushing them down, because I'm going to do the top first. Then I'm going to first go in with these style of tweezers, and I'm going to pluck any hair that is outside of the perimeter, the line of where I want it to be. So this is the current shape that I'm working with. I'm going to tweeze anything that is growing in that area first. When I first started doing this, it did used to hurt a little bit more, but I'm used to it now. And a tip that I use sometimes, even when I don't know the shape that I'm going in for, I will fill my eyebrows in however I'm going to regularly shape them. Sometimes I'll use a pencil, sometimes I'll even use a black eyeliner or whatever I get my hands on at the moment, and I will literally fill my eyebrows in, do my concealer, and then whatever is outside those areas that does not have any product on it, that's where I'll tweeze. So let's say if right here, for example, I filled in all of this part. Imagine there's a line right here. I will draw a line here, and then everything outside of that line I will tweeze. And that's just a little trick that you can use if you can't quite picture the shape that you want. You can use that trick to kind of get an idea of where to tweeze and where not to tweeze. And you can also use that with shaving. All right, after I'm done with the top, then I'm going to use my spoolie to get rid of any hair that I tweezed. And then I'm going to brush my hairs up. Now I'm going to go underneath both sides and tweeze any unwanted hairs. Taking my spoolie periodically to clean up the hairs, so I'll see which ones that I already got and which ones that I didn't. This side is looking pretty good. I have a few on this side that I can't quite reach with these tweezers. So I have these, I don't know, I think they're called needlepoint tweezers. They look like this. Let me get that to focus. But they come to a point. There you go. They come to a point. They look like this. I got these out of a pack of Ardell lashes a long time ago, I think, and I lost them. I lost a pair once, and then I bought another pack of Ardell lashes. It was I don't know the style, but I do know it was individual lashes, so I don't know if they still do that, but the pack of Ardell lashes that I bought from Walmart came with these tweezers, and I use these to get any stubborn hairs that I can't quite reach with the other tweezers. I'm gonna try to come in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. I see some of these hairs, they're coming in, but they're not quite long enough for my other tweezers to get. So I use these to get rid of those hairs. So I'm just going to take care of the rest of these really quick off camera, and I'm going to come back when I have every hair removed that I don't want there. All right, so now that I'm done with the tweezing, both the top and the bottom, I'm going to trim them. So first, I'm going to sweep all of my eyebrow hairs up. I do one side at a time. And I'm going to take a pair of small scissors that are, I don't know, really, honestly, I cannot remember where I got these scissors from. Most eyebrow cutting scissors you'll see will look like this, and they have a little curve in them. These are really old, but I just find these work better. I think they're nail tip cutting scissors, honestly, because I do nails as well. And I think that's what these are, or where I got these from. I'm sorry, I can't remember where I got these from, but any small scissors should work. So after I've done that, I'm going to trim any hairs that are sticking outside of the shape of my eyebrows. By doing this, I make them a little less bushy. Next, I'm going to brush all the hairs down. And so you see everything that is outside of this bottom line, I'm going to trim. I focus more so on the inside of trimming this part because this is where I'm the bushiest. And then I'm going to take this and sweep away all of that hair. Now normally this is the step where I go in with my shaving razor and just touch up and make sure I got everything. This is just me simulating the motion that I'll be doing with the shaving razor. But I do not have any more. So that's it. So just gonna get these into place really quick. Now you can absolutely, especially if your eyebrows are as bushy as mine, you can absolutely just, I wear them like this every day. This is how everybody sees me on a day-to-day basis. And you can even go as far as to put some gel, some clear eyebrow gel, and that is it for the maintenance portion. That was it for the maintenance portion. Now I'm going to jump straight into how I fill them in. And I'm going to do that two different ways, one with the pencil, one with the pomade. So I think I'm going to do pencil on this side and pomade on this side. I'm first going to go in with this Instant Lift eyebrow pencil from e.l.f. and it is the shade Deep Brown. I'm going to use that spoolie side once again just to make sure I have the eyebrow hairs in place. I'm going to start at the middle, the arch part of my brow. I'm just going to try and lightly fill it in. Because this pencil is so big, I really don't care about being too precise. I'm just going to clean up in the end with my concealer. So I distribute a lot of product at the tail end, making sure to hit this little arch area. I really love the color of this pencil. The only negative thing that I have to say is the fact that the actual tip of it is so big that I can't get a precise enough line. So it's kind of like I have to make a mess first before I can see where I'm going. I'll even scratch this into my brows because I'm just really trying to get the product in there, because there's really no need for me to try to be precise, like I said, because the applicator is so thick. See, I tried to just kind of get this area, but I end up going way lower than I want to because the tip is so thick. When I get to the front, I'm just going to fill in the bottom like that. Like, I feel like this color matches my hair perfectly. If only this applicator part was a little bit thinner. So once I hit that bottom area, I'm going to take my pencil and run that up through the top. I don't need that area to be thick, but I do want product there. And go back in if I feel like I lost any definition. And so now, because I like to work at the same time, I'm going ahead and jump into the other side where I'm going to apply the pomade. So for the pomade side, I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade in the shade Deep Brown. Looks like that on the inside. I haven't used a whole lot of this pot because when I got this pot, I did start experiencing with other products, but I have ran through one of these. Like, I emptied it before, so it's pretty good. It's like pretty much budge proof. I'm going to take a small angle brush and I'm going to swipe into this product, scrape some onto that brush. One downside about this product is it will get pretty dry even if you leave the lid on. So what I do to kind of warm it up is I take the top and I will work it into the brush and bring that brush to a point. This brush doesn't come quite to a point, but you see, if you can see what I mean, I got it a little bit sharper because you don't need a whole lot of this product. A little bit goes a long way, so you don't want to pile it up. That's the trick with a lot of pomades. You want to wipe most of it off your brush because you can go too heavy. Again, I'm going to just make sure I have my eyebrows brushed up and out of the way. My husband is getting home, so you may hear the dogs barking. Just like with the other eyebrow, I'm going to start in this middle area, go down to the tail end, and then come back towards the front. I'm going to try not to dip my brush anymore. It's so hard to film this eyebrow because I'm right-handed and I'm trying not to have my hand anyway, so excuse me if I make the camera blurry because my hand keeps getting in the way. I can't wait until I'm looking back at this footage and I'm so much further ahead in this career. I can't wait to look back and say, oh my God, I remember when I had to do all of that filming and camera work myself and I didn't know what I was doing and I just was trying to get content out there. I can't wait until I'm at the point in life where I get to say that. because I really struggle with the film part and the like, I hate the editing part. I love seeing it all come together. I'm just going to take what's left on this and scratch it through the front. Literally just scratch that through the front to get the excess product off. Now, I can achieve a lighter look with the pomade as well, as you can tell. I like the finish of this one a little bit better. Looks a little bit more clean and put together versus how bold this one looks. I did go a little heavy-handed with the pencil, so what I'm going to do when you feel like you went a little too heavy-handed, especially with this pencil in particular, you can literally take this brush and get rid of a lot of the product that you applied. Like that. So, but if I did want a more intense brow, I can dip back into that pomade and go back over this one more time. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to leave it at that. No, actually, yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just showing you how I fill them in. Because if I was doing this for a makeup tutorial, I would fill it in just like that. So I'm going to leave it like that. The next step, back to this eye, the next step is I'm going to take a rounded or a angle brush similar to this one. I'm going to use this one today. And this is what I'm going to use for cleanup underneath and on top of my brow. Now, I use a concealer pretty close to my skin tone anyway, because I don't overly highlight. So I will use concealer for my bottom and my top if I even need to go across the top. So today for this video, I'm just going to use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Light Sand. And I'm going to take some of this concealer out and use the palette and put some of that on my palette. And that right there is going to be enough to do both of my brows. I'm pretty much going to dip a little bit on both sides. Just a tip. Haha, just a tip. Just a tip. And then wipe a little bit of the excess off. You will notice that the way I do my makeup is a little bit different. Light-handed, very light-handed with a lot of things I do. I don't like a lot of excess product. I like as little as possible. So I'm really going to need heavier concealer on this side because that pencil does kind of apply the product a little bit more sloppily because it's so wide. I'm going to start in the arch area, determine my shape, and then I'm going to move forward. I'm going to drag any excess product down and blend that in towards my lid. Now, before dipping back into the palette, I'm going to take this and come towards the front to determine how low I want that. I don't always have to conceal this heavily. Again, that's only because I did that pencil so sloppily. To get rid of the harsh line in the front, I'm just going to tap over top of it. And to further blend this, I'm just going to use my finger. Now for the top, I normally would just use the excess that's on the brush, but because I have quite a mess up top, I'm going to take the smallest amount. Like literally, you can't see, if I can focus, like literally you can't even tell that I have anything on a brush almost. I'm going to take that, lay it flat against my skin. I'm going to start here. Start here. And get that shape going. Now you can use, especially if you're going to be doing your foundation, you can use your foundation for this portion just to make sure you don't overly highlight the top area of your eyebrows, because then you're going to have that fresh waxed look. You know, when you first get your eyebrows waxed and the skin where they pulled the hair out is lighter, you'll definitely get that look if you use concealer on both. But again, my concealer is more closer to my skin tone, so I can do that. But if yours gives you that like halo eye effect and you don't want that, you can definitely use your foundation shade. Okay, that is that eye done. And just for the sake of this video, so you can really see how it looks, I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on my lid so that you can see one skin tone. I'm going to quickly blend that out with my finger, just to make that look a little bit better. There we go. Now you can see the results of that brow even more. Now I'm going to go into the other side. This one is going to be a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, even though it's my non-dominant side, because I was able to get this eyebrow so precise. I'm not going to need to go in with that much concealer. Now, because this is my non-dominant side, a trick I do is to flip my brush around and come forward this way instead of trying to go this way, because it's very hard to try to get that angle even when I'm not filming. And especially because I'm filming, I'm going to do that because I don't want to have my hand in the way while I'm showing you what to do. So I didn't need as much product. It may look like I did, but I really didn't. So before I let this dry down too much, I'm going to quickly blend that line down. Start at the front and blend in that front line with my finger, and then blend in the bottom line with my finger. A good way to blend products like this, cream products, is with your fingers, because the natural heat from your hands is going to warm that product up and help it move. Now, I haven't dipped my brush back on the palette. I'm going to take what's left and see if there's anything left and try to clean up the top edge just a little. Yep, I got a little bit left. And see, I literally did not go back in. And because this eyebrow is so clean already, like that's all I needed. And then if I have anything more left, yep, which I do, I still have only dipped in that concealer once. I will take that and sweep it across the front. Again, taking my finger to warm that product up and blend it in. All right, and that is that eye done with the pomade. All right, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna try to put these videos out a little bit quicker. But yep, that's it. You guys will see me in the next video. Peace.